The evening began with that strange, weightless tension couples feel before everything falls apart. The quiet before love gives way to loss. Maya stood by the mirror, perfume lingering thick in the air, perfecting her lipstick with an almost rehearsed precision. "Don't wait up," she said casually, her tone playfully distant. "Just the girls tonight. Dinner, maybe a few drinks." I smiled, but something in me tightened, a quiet instinct that refused to rest. The dress she wore was new, sleek, hugging every curve like it was made for a more important occasion. Beautiful, yes, but not for a casual night out with friends. I thought I knew her. Maya had always been composed, the kind of woman who never left a single detail out of place. Yet lately, her eyes carried shadows, small secrets she didn't want to share. When she grabbed her purse and blew me a quick kiss, she didn't see how my smile faded the moment the door closed behind her. I sat in silence for a while, the TV flickering nonsense in an empty room. 6 years of marriage, and somewhere between work calls, deadlines, and missed dinners, we had drifted into strangers sharing the same address. Her laughter had become rare, her touch colder, her excuses smoother. Late meeting, drinks with coworkers. You wouldn't enjoy it anyway. Tonight was supposed to be the same. Except I was done pretending not to notice. I picked up my phone and typed a simple message. "Where are you guys hanging out?" No emojis, no suspicion. Just polite curiosity. Minutes passed. No reply. The silence pressed heavier with every second. My chest ached with a familiar dread, that quiet voice whispering what I didn't want to believe. Without thinking, I opened Find My iPhone. She'd forgotten I could still see her location. A single blue dot pulsed on the screen, across town, far from the bar her friends usually chose. Instead, it glowed atop a luxury rooftop restaurant, the kind known for candlelight, champagne, and private tables. Maybe her friends had picked something fancier, I told myself. But the longer I stared, the harder it became to lie to myself. I grabbed my keys and drove, following that tiny dot through city lights that blurred into streaks of disbelief. When I arrived, I parked across the street, hidden by the dark. Through the glass I saw her, laughing, glowing, leaning in close. The man across from her was Ryan, her colleague, the name that had started showing up too often in her stories. The one who texted after midnight. They weren't just talking. Her eyes said everything. The tenderness there used to belong to me. I lifted my phone, snapped a photo, and sent it with a single line. "Tell the girls I said hi." What happened next felt unreal, like watching someone else's tragedy unfold in slow motion. Her phone lit up. She froze mid-laugh, her smile dying instantly. Her fingers trembled as she read the message again. Her gaze darted through the crowd, searching, panicked. Ryan said something, but she didn't respond. She stood so fast her glass toppled, red wine spilling across white linen like guilt spreading in silence. I didn't move. I just watched her run, heels clicking, hair swaying, fear etched in every step. 7 minutes later, the front door flew open. Maya stumbled inside, breathless, eyes red and wide. "It's not what it looked like," she pleaded. "Please let me explain." I stood calm, detached, the storm already over. "Go ahead," I said quietly. "Explain why you were with him, not your friends." Her words came out in fragments, desperate, tangled lies. "It was work. We were just talking." "I didn't mean for it to." She stopped, realizing the truth had already written itself in her silence. She reached for me, but I stepped back. "You told me not to wait up," I said softly. "Now I understand why." Her tears came fast, breaking her voice. She kept saying she was sorry, that it was a mistake, that she never wanted to hurt me. And maybe part of me wanted to believe her. But the image of her laughter with him, the wine, the look in her eyes, it was burned too deep to erase. Trust doesn't die in anger. It dies quietly in moments like this, when even forgiveness feels like betrayal to yourself. I turned away, went to the bedroom, and began to pack. "Where are you going?" she asked, voice shaking. "To somewhere I can breathe," I said, folding my shirts one by one. "You wanted freedom, Maya? Now you have it." I didn't yell. I didn't slam the door. I just left because sometimes silence says more than any goodbye ever could. That night, I lay on my brother's couch, the hum of the refrigerator the only sound in the room. My phone buzzed again and again, messages flooding in. "Please answer." It wasn't like that. "You can't just leave." But I didn't reply dot as I stared at the ceiling. I realized something simple and painful. Love isn't about promises or possession. It's about respect. And once that's gone, everything else turns hollow. A week later, she showed up at my brother's door. No makeup, pale, eyes swollen from tears. She held a small bouquet, her voice trembling. "Please, I can't lose you." But the man standing before her wasn't the same one she'd left that night. I looked at her and said gently, "You already did." Then I closed the door, and for the first time in years, I felt peace, raw, quiet, and real, because 7 minutes can destroy trust. But walking away in silence can rebuild your soul.